Let's talk about something I know can be a real worry: getting an unexpected phone call that says it's from your bank. Knowing how to recognize a scam call is actually a very simple and powerful way to protect your finances and, maybe just as importantly, your peace of mind.
So, does that sound familiar? The phone rings, and the person on the other end sounds so calm, so professional. They might even know your name. Well, this is one of the most common ways that scammers start a call, and it's specifically designed to make you feel like you're talking to someone you can trust.
So, when you hear those words, what's the safest thing to do? Let's just walk through the answer together step by step so you can feel completely confident and prepared for a call like this.
Here's what we'll cover. We'll look at how these calls usually start, the tricks scammers use to make you feel rushed, the key warning signs to listen for, and then the exact simple steps you can take to stay safe.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Most of these scam calls, they follow a very predictable pattern. And once you know what to listen for, they become much easier to spot.
You see, scammers almost always start with phrases just like these. Notice how they're all designed to sound official, but also to give you a little jolt of alarm. Their whole goal is to make you feel that something is wrong and that you have to act immediately to fix it.
And that really brings us to their main strategy. What they do is they combine fear, the idea that your money is in danger, with urgency, that feeling that you have to do something right now. Their goal is to get you to act before you even have a moment to think it through.
And right here is the simple, clear difference between a real bank and a scammer. A legitimate bank is never going to pressure you in an unexpected phone call. They know it's dangerous to ask for things like passwords or PINs over the phone, so they just don't do it.
All right, now let's look at the specific red flags you can actually listen for while you're on the phone. These are the clues that will tell you the person on the other end of the line isn't who they say they are.
Now, this is a big one. A real bank will never, ever ask you to transfer your own money to some other account to keep it safe. Think about it. Your money is already in a protected account. If you hear someone ask you to do this, you can be absolutely certain it's a scam.
Scammers want to keep you on the line. Why? Because it keeps the pressure on and it keeps them in control. It also stops you from taking a moment to think clearly, or from calling your real bank to check if their story is even true.
You know those little codes you get in a text message when you're trying to log in somewhere? Well, those codes are like a digital key to your account. They are meant for you and you alone. You should never, ever share one with anyone who calls you out of the blue.
Now, you might be thinking, but wait, the call came from my bank's number on my caller ID. Unfortunately, scammers can use a trick to make any name or number they want appear on your screen. It's called spoofing, and it just means you can't trust your caller ID by itself to know who's really calling.
Okay, now for the most important part of all, the simple, powerful steps you can take the very moment you feel that something isn't right about a call.
It's really this simple. First, just stop talking. You don't need to give them another piece of information. Second, hang up the phone. And please remember this, it is never rude to hang up. In fact, it's the safest and smartest thing you can possibly do. Then, you can check things out on your own terms.
So, after you've hung up, there's only one safe way to find out if your bank was actually trying to get in touch with you.
The key here is to find a phone number that you know is legitimate. The best place to look is right on the back of your bank card or maybe on your bank's official website. You call that number directly, and when you get a representative on the line, you just ask them a simple question. Was your fraud department trying to contact me today?
You know, if you only remember one thing from our little chat today, I hope it's this one simple protective rule.
That's it. If a caller is pressuring you for private information and insists that it has to be done right now, the safest thing to do is always to just hang up and call your bank back using a number that you trust. This one little habit will protect you completely.
By learning these simple signs and these few easy steps, you've really given yourself the tools you need to stay in control. You can feel confident and prepared, knowing exactly what to do to keep your money and your identity safe and sound.